Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Always Busy Gaming, your gateway into a world of imagination. Today on your screens we have Successor, a 3D strategy game which is the spiritual successor of Wartile, the genre-defining tile-based game set in a seemingly handcrafted miniature world where figurines battle it out in real time. Now the same developers, Playwood Project, are working on Successor, which is planned for release in 2022. The narrative is that you are a lord who has been betrayed by his king and is now out for revenge. Your path takes you through multiple regions, each having different factions whose strongholds you must capture so as to establish your dominance and control in that region. A new feature in the game is the concept of different factions, each having a strength and a weakness. The game also gives you the option to selectively engage with factions. For example, there may be 3 factions in a region, and to conquer that region you just need to defeat any 2. There is also a concept of dominance gained by each faction as time passes. A faction with maximum dominance can send out a war party to challenge you wherever you may be on the campaign map. This adds a layer of decision making where either you can go about exploring points of interest in that region so as to strengthen yourself, or push on directly towards the enemy strongholds. The game notably has 2 screens, a campaign map which is also tile based and a real-time battle map where you get direct control of your war party. The campaign map is basically a map of the region and contains multiple points of interest, namely strongholds which need to be captured, enemy war parties or outposts which can be engaged with, watchtowers which can be used to reveal the map, towns and inns which can be visited to learn about the strength and weaknesses of different factions, and friendlies like blacksmiths or mages who can give you better equipment. Each point of interest is optional, and the incentive to fight battles is the unique reward you would receive from that encounter, which can be anything from a hero who will join your war party to a trinket or weapon which would give you an edge in battle. You can even view what the reward would be so as to choose your engagements. Each tile also has a chance for you to get ambushed depending on the terrain that you are in. The battle map is where you are in direct control of your war party and can move your team around to complete objectives or engage with the enemy on favorable ground. Battles aren't turn-based but are played out in real time and feature a tactical pause in which you can give commands to your party. Using the tactical pause efficiently is key to the game, as all abilities and attacks have a cooldown timer. Timing is literally everything in this game. Terrain is also very important here, and higher ground would give you a defensive advantage such that you would take lesser damage. The game features a damage exchange panel too, where you can see how much damage you would do versus how much damage you would take. Positioning is also important, as there is a flanking bonus, which means that units are vulnerable from the side and back. Like most similar games, ganging up and focusing on enemies is beneficial so as to take advantage of the flanking feature. The battle map also often features usables lying about, like heavy rocks and throwing axes, which can be picked up and used on the enemy to damage and stun them from afar. Though the best usable I have come across is the chicken. Yes, you heard me right. You can pick up chickens which can then be thrown on an enemy to stun them for a considerable period of time. The battle map often features more than one area which can be accessed after completing the objective of the current area. The objective varies and can be simply to kill all enemies or to break down the gate or fence so as to access the next area. The third screen you would come across is the world map, showing the different regions present and allowing you to choose a path to where the king sits so that you can challenge him and prove yourself as the rightful successor. Right off the bat, you get to choose from 3 different lords to embody yourself, each having different strengths and benefits. Your choice would then define your playstyle for the rest of your game. You face off against enemies yourself then, and gradually find other heroes to aid your cause. You can have up to 4 characters in your party, including yourself, and if you recruit more than that, there is also the option to decide who would join you in battle and who would wait it out. In the current build of the game, you can recruit spearmen, archers, scoundrels, shield warriors, and war priests to your cause. Each hero has a separate weapon, armor, and attack speed, along with 2 unique abilities which can be used in battle. Each of these abilities requires endurance and has a cooldown timer so that you don't go spamming it. For example, the 2 abilities of the shield warrior are Shield Bash, which stuns opponent for a short duration along with some damage, and a Shield Wall, which grants a defensive bonus to the shield warrior as well as all friendlies in surrounding tiles for some time. Each unit has a health bar and an endurance bar. The endurance replenishes over time while the health is reset every battle. Friendly units aren't lost forever if they die and just respawn in the next area or when you go back to the campaign map. As you travel from one region to another, you lose all heroes, equipments, and trinkets gained in the previous region and start afresh. The game also features multiple enemy types, and you could face off against bandits, fanatics, undead skeletons, professional soldiers, or even dragon lizards. Each type of enemy has different strengths and weaknesses, and many enemies even have special abilities like your heroes, which they use to often devastating effect. Each faction has a variety of unit types and features ranged as well as magical units, along with the basic melee ones, as well as a boss unit with unique abilities. Like in Wartile, the beautifully designed miniature world where your characters look like handcrafted figurines are obviously the main attraction. Watching them sort of come to life and hack at each other is a delight and almost makes you feel as if you are playing on a tabletop miniature wargaming playset. A separate design and animation style for each unit shows off the time and effort the developers have poured into the game and guarantees a great gaming experience. The game can pretty easily be run on ultra high graphics, and to be honest, that is the best way to enjoy the visual treat that the developers have made. A game like this would be enjoyed by strategy game enthusiasts and those interested in medieval warfare, as well as individuals who like tabletop wargaming. If like me you think this game is awesome, then the link to their Steam page is in the description below for you to check out. The game is scheduled to release in 2022, and if you would like to learn more about the game, then I invite you to check out my live stream where I play the 2 regions which are currently available in the playtest, which I was very lucky to get invited to. The link to that is in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, then do smash that like button and share it with your friends, and consider subscribing to my channel so that you can discover new and exciting games. This is Ashes Bashes signing off. Until next video, game on.